Alrighty guys, welcome back. So today we're currently back here on Offroad Outlaws once again, as you guys can see here. Now for today's Offroad Outlaws video guys, I have a little bit more of an interesting build to share with you guys here today. Now the vehicle I do have in front of us here today is not your average Hummer. You know, looks a little bit more decked out than your average Hummer. It is light green, so you don't really see that every day. It has a little lift on it, pretty big wheels and tires, equipped with zoomy exhaust pipes, a snorkel, dual LED light bars as well as LED lights, headlights, horns, a winch, spare tire, gun rack, repair pack, all the good stuff. But on the inside of the vehicle, if you hop on in and you go ahead and fire it up, this baby's going to be rolling some coal. Alright, it is equipped with a 12 valve Cummins under the hood. Rolls a lot of coal, runs very smooth, sounds really good. But the even cooler thing on the interior is if you go ahead and flip one switch, it can lift this puppy up to the sky. And if you flip the second switch, it can drop it right back down to this level. So yes, this truck is actually, or this Hummer I should say, is actually equipped with airbags. So if you guys would like to know how to put your Hummer on airbags, go ahead and stick around. So we're going to hop straight into the build with this this beast right here, if you will. So let's go ahead and start out in upgrades, alright? You guys already know it does have diesel swap in it. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, my builds especially, you guys will know I do prefer manual gearboxes. However, you know, it's not really needed. However, it's a little recommended. In my personal experience, I do prefer manual gearboxes, alright? But it's not 100% needed. But yeah, you don't need one, but you can definitely manual gearbox swap it if you'd like, if you want to match it completely. Next up, we do have the completely maxed out Stage 4 Turbo, as well as maxed out weight, durability, grip, and engine power. Moving on into customization here, let's start off in the axle color. Alright, so primary and secondary axle colors going to be completely blacked out. The rims are going to be the last one. Spoke and bead are also going to be completely blacked out, front and rear. The tires are going to be the second to last ones here. As you guys can see, front and rear. And the paint here does have max window tint, and this is the color that I bought it off the dealership with. Feel free to match the color right here if you'd like. Now moving on into body customization, if you guys didn't already see most of them here. So pretty much it's missing the front bumper, the rear bumper has cutout fenders, no rear steps. Yeah, it doesn't come with rear steps. But no side steps or running boards or anything. It does have an LED light bar, a snorkel, horns, a spare tire in the back, zoomy exhaust pipes, a winch, a light bar, LED lights, headlights, gun rack in the back, repair pack in the back, and no tow mirrors. So now once you're done putting all that on your truck, your Hummer should look something a little similar to this. But now you may be wondering how to put it on airbags and how to make it look even better with the lift wheels and tires. So let's hop right into that. We're going to go ahead and move on into tuning right here. Chain suspension. So what you're going to want is solid axle pro, front and rear. Heavy duty is optional. If you want it, you can put it on. However, do remember, it does cost gold. Now into tuning suspension. To make a vehicle on airbags, it is really just as simple as travel all the way up, front and rear. Stiffness, not as low as you can go, but also not all the way down. So you're going to want the stiffness to be pretty light. Like I recommend somewhere around the 5,000 to 6,000 range. Same within the rear. It's just a little bit higher in the rear, but I'm not going to fine tune it completely. Axis width here is going to be 0.06 front and rear. And I think that's about it. Yep, so we went through travel all the way up. Stiffness all the way down, but not too high, not too low. Right around that 5,000, 6,000 mark. And we already went over axis width. Alright, now let me go ahead and show you guys. Well, hold on, we need to do wheels and tires first. But I was about to hop right into Flex and show you guys just a quick demo before I hop into Stunt Park and actually show you guys a real demo. So the wheel radius is just going to be 1.0, front and rear, and the rim size is also going to be 1.0, by the way, I'll show you guys that. But for the wheels width, it's going to be 1.4. Now for flex, let's go ahead and do a drop test. As you guys can see, well, the game froze for a moment, but let's go ahead and see. So it's completely lifted, and it slowly goes back down. Now, you can really fine-tune your suspension as much as you'd like. Just make sure to keep your travel all the way up, but you can go ahead and slam this thing if you'd like. Just about as low as it can go, and it will still lift itself as high as it can go whenever you go off a jump or something. However, I like mine to sit, about this height. Well, I actually didn't get that accurate that time. I was right about 57. There you go. I mean, it's got a little bit of rake on it, but it's not hurting anything. That looks about fine right there, about level. So now, let's hop on into, and as you guys can see, it lifts itself a little bit too. It'll stay whenever you, as you guys can see, it's going up and down a little bit. So it's not going to bounce. It's going to have more of a slower dropping rate. And the reason being is if you go into tune suspension, you're going to want to go ahead and turn your damping all the way up, front and rear. That's very important. If you have your damping down too low, it's just going to bounce. So remember that. Damping all the way up, front and rear, travel all the way up, and stiffness fine-tuned to about 5,000 to 6,000 mark. Now let's move on into play. I apologize for forgetting that main thing. I don't know how I did, but in the stunt park we go. Let's go ahead and jump this puppy around. Go into photo mode, get some cool shots for the thumbnail, and also show you guys just some cool clips of really how this thing rolls. So let's go ahead and land here, and that was actually a pretty bad landing. But yeah, as you guys can see, I mean, this is a pretty cool picture right here. So we got one side lifted up right here. We got this side completely slammed down. Let's go and turn up that brightness a little bit, and distance all the way out. We can go ahead and get a pretty cool shot of the of our Hummer in action right there. All right, as you guys can see. So I'm a pretty big fan of this build style, doing putting vehicles on airbags. I find it pretty fun, pretty cool. So let's go ahead and go off this little ramp here, even though we're just going to land on another ramp, so forget that one. And also, this thing can whip donuts, or at least it could. I don't know. It really depends. It could whip donuts really well, but since I went ahead and put my stiffness all the way up, it doesn't really get around as fast as it used to when I had the stiffness all the way down. But as you guys can see, it still slides a good bit if you go ahead and brake tap it. It does slide. Rolls a lot of coal as well because of the zoomies. But let's go ahead. I'm not finding too many good ramps to jump off of and get a good landing point. Let's try this one again here. Or actually, this is my favorite ramp to try out. So let's do this one. And it really doesn't. Oh, that one was pretty cool right there. But it really doesn't take much. It really does not take much, and you can get this thing slammed or lifted all the way up. So that is it for the slammed Hummer build. Not the slammed, the airbag. The Hummer on airbags build. And also, guys, I can make this thing bounce. Let's go ahead and wait for it to give us the option to flip it over. And there you go. Made a little bounce. Pretty cool. So that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new and you haven't already. And with that, thanks for watching. Catch you guys very, very soon in the next one.